every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, in the goddamn refrigerator.
I sure am hungry.
One thing about live streaming is best thing is not to talk over each other, Chuck. Yo, welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Dinner Podcast. It's your boy, Keem.
What up, everybody?
All right, we're going to start off like that. Cool. Today, we got Evan Murphy in the house.
What up, Evan?
What's up?
Photographer, creative, entrepreneur extraordinaire in the house.
Yes.
You want to give the people a little intro about yourself, man?
Yeah. My name's Evan. I'm 18 years old. I grew up in Vegas and been doing photography for like 5 years now. And yeah, I love it. It's my favorite thing. So yeah.
How did you get into photography?
I think it was just when I got on Instagram, I saw other people had really cool photos and I just wanted to be like them. So,
Wait, how long ago do you mean, though?
like 5 years ago when I first got on Instagram, like in middle school.
Okay.
I would just like look at other people's photos and everyone had like, the thing was having like a nice feed,
Yeah.
you know? So I wanted to do that just to be cool. And then I got my first camera and just started picking it up and taking photos of my friends and yeah.
Now, when you say have a nice feed,
Yeah.
you mean like the color coordination,
Yes, you know.
or are you all about like the moodiness of it, or like,
You
how
know,
was it?
just like when you're scrolling,
Yeah.
like it all looks nice and like cohesive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
That was like the big thing.
it's crazy because like you're so young, man. You're 18.
Yeah.
You're 18 years old. You're very young. 5 years ago, you were 13. So like when you were 13, thinking about Instagram and how your feed needs to look a certain way, like bro, like we didn't come up that way.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're on Instagram right now, still trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
But like it's crazy. I'm just thinking it's crazy how the younger generation is kind of growing up with these things already kind of like in the back of their minds.
For
Like
sure.
you know, your
Yeah.
feed needs to look a certain way. Your photos need to look like they belong in a collection.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at anybody like any big YouTuber or influencer, they always talk about how it's like a psychological thing where it's like if your photos look like they belong together, people are more likely to follow you and like your
Yeah.
your post, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of pictures to take?
Like my favorite time to shoot is when it's all rainy out, you know, or like
When it's
overcast.
cloudy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Is it also because you get the reflection off the streets and whatnot
Yeah.
and all that?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's my favorite thing. So in Vegas, it doesn't rain a lot, but like whenever it would, I would just go out and take photos. I would ask my friends to take photos. It's like my favorite time to shoot. It's my favorite like style. It's kind
Yeah.
of moody and
Have
know.
you ever done like sunset photos?
yeah. I mean, I like a lot of different styles,
Mm-hmm.
but I know kind of what I'm best at and what I can do.
Yeah.
But I really like experimenting with different things. Like I've done stuff in direct sunlight, you know, and like different times of day at sunset or blue hour. But
How does that affect your shooting? Because you said you like prefer shooting when it's cloudy and overcast, but you've shot sunlight, you've shot different styles. How does that affect like when you shoot something? Do you shoot it going like, oh, it needs to look like this, or I'm not gonna save it, or I'm not gonna work on it? Or...
yeah, I kind of go into it with a plan, like an image in my head, what I want to do and how I want to edit it. So I'll shoot it that certain way. But I don't know, just over the years, like especially with people, like that's when I get the most practice because
Yeah.
of like shadows and like how they look in the different light and stuff like that. I just think experimenting with different styles, different times of day, you can grow what you can do with a camera. But yeah, same thing. Like I said, like I know like what would be best for me. You know, I know what I can do in like the best style when it's like cloudy, rainy. Like that's like my go-to. But if I can't, then I'll just make it work the best I can.
Today was a pretty good day to shoot, man. It
Yeah, I
was
know.
nice outside.
I know.
It was all around for me when I was shooting. I was like, damn, the sun keeps coming out.
Really?
And then where I was at, I was in Henderson area. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That shit
he was out shooting all day today. I just went out like 2 or 3 times, but every time I came out, it was nice, man. I'm so happy Vegas is finally getting those, you know, cloudy,
No, I know, yeah.
dark days, bro.
I need it.
I'm so ready. Like I don't know, I think people overhype like, you know, the springtime, because I mean it's great during the spring and everything, but and then the sun is always out longer because it doesn't go down to like 7:30 or 8.
Yep.
But I'm the kind of guy, bro, that I like dark stuff.
Same.
Like I like it when it's 5 o'clock and it's getting dark or it's dark outside.
Yeah.
I like that. You know.
Yeah.
The only downside is I feel like your days do seem shorter.
Especially if you have a 9 to 5 because you're inside in the
Yeah,
morning, it's sunny,
yeah.
then you get out, it's dark. It's like, damn, my whole day went by.
That's true.
Yeah,
It's like,
I've gotten out at 5 o'clock and it's dark and I'm like, oh well, I guess I gotta go to sleep now.
Oh, yeah.
Your body's like sleep time.
Yeah, but I just like that dark weather, man.
Yeah.
What are you shooting on right now?
I have a Canon 80D.
Canon 80D.
Yeah.
You've been shooting on an 80D this whole time?
Not the whole time. My first camera was a T3i.
Okay.
And then
That's my first camera too.
Yeah, and then I got T5, and then this one. Had it for like a year.
I feel like the T3i is the camera that everybody starts on, man.
Yeah.
The T2i, the
Back in
Rebel.
the day.
Yeah. And do you shoot because you shoot portraits, right? Do you ever do landscapes?
Yeah. I have an 11-16, which is super wide, and so I'll shoot like all my landscapes on that, and then portrait, I just always use a 50, 1.4, and.
Do you have a preference of what you like to shoot, or portrait or landscape?
I love taking photos of people. I think it's so fun, and like you can do so many different things, and you can kind of control the photo more. I feel like with landscape, it's either if you go to a pretty spot or like it looks good, but with a portrait you can do more kind of like a concept, and like you can kind of control like the meaning of the photo, I guess. With landscape you can't really, I don't know.
I feel like landscape, you have to have a crazier imagination when it comes to compositing your photo, because you could take a pretty standard landscape, but like to really make it pop, like you got to add and remove things,
like do some like long exposure galaxy shit and all that. Make it a little bit more.
I don't know what it is with me though. Like I can't spend time on a landscape like that. I can do that to a portrait. Yeah, I can put him in an environment, or I can change colors and move things around. But for a landscape, I'm like, it feels like less personal.
Yeah, I think your best bet with something like that is like panorama. I think doing like really big panoramas, like just like the biggest one you can possibly do with like a drone. Yeah. And get like the most detail. That's kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
Do you feel like in the future, like Instagram's gonna have like a 360
probably
feature where you're no longer just looking at your photo 2D, but you can scroll around and look. Yeah.
Did you guys see what Facebook did with Red?
Oh, I heard about it.
It's a 360 camera with like all red cameras in it. It's
really?
Like, I think like 15 different like red cameras, basically like 15 sensors from the red camera.
Wait. But this is a camera that they're selling?
No, I think it's like something they're going to do with Facebook. Probably could buy it if you have that type of money, but I mean.
That's crazy, man.
That's just have you seen Casey Neistat, like when he does the 360 YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Like that's, I mean, if they can do it on YouTube, I feel like
soon.
Pretty soon.
It's already on Facebook, so I mean.
I can't front though, man. Whenever I see Casey Neistat do something, I lose hype and things.
Really?
Yeah, he made me not want the GoPro 7. I was like,
really?
Yo, I don't want this camera, bro.
Bring that up, bro.
Because it was 1080p. I was like, bro, your video's only 1080p. I'm super salty.
So like
now.
we're super like high resolution pixel peepers, and we love zooming in and like seeing the detail of the technical capabilities of that camera, right? Like if you're gonna spend money on something that's gonna say it does this or that, like I want to see that happen. Otherwise I'm like, I might as well just go buy a second-hand camera. But anyways, so the GoPro 7 came out, and he was one of the ones that was picked out to kind of do like an exclusive video for GoPro. It kind of went like viral, as everything he does goes viral. But I'm watching the video, bro, and I like
it's like a GoPro 3.
I watched it within like 5 minutes of it coming out, and then I had to come back to it because I'm like, it's probably still processing. I was like, it's probably the video probably just hasn't rendered all the way, and it probably just the quality needs to go up a little bit more. And then I came back like an hour or two later, and I played it again, and bro, the video was so choppy and blocky. It like it looked like the GoPro 3 that I have. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Like he exported the bit rate at like 6.
It's almost like he shot all this great footage, and then he exported at like a 5 bit rate.
Like he was on the road in like some different country. He's like, damn, I gotta get this up. And he was like,
he was trying to upload from Starbucks and like,
which is all good, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's making money.
Nah, he's killing it. He's killing it.
I love Casey. He's like one of my biggest inspirations. I can just say like that wasn't the best.
He grinded, but that video was not.
It's okay.
Yeah,
we all have bad shit sometimes.
Wait, do you do video too?
Not really. Like my brother does though. I have a twin brother, Miles. Yeah, and he does a lot of video.
Okay.
But yeah, I do photo a lot. I can make a video. It's not gonna be good, but like if I need to make a video, I could.
What's been your most favorite video project to work on?
Well, my friends and I, we went to Morocco, and kind of like the reason for going was my brother and his friend Robbie. They had to make a video, and so I was in the video, so I kind of helped, but it was just really fun to make because it was at like such a cool spot. And
was it like a travel video?
Kind of. It was like we stayed in like this really cool like palace, and we went like camelback riding, and just like we did all this stuff, and you know, it was so much fun. And he was just filming us, and it was just like cool to see like the shots and like everything. It was,
you guys probably could have licensed that video footage to GoPro and put it in one of their promo videos, bro. I think their videos just look so good every time I see them.
Oh, bro,
for what,
unreal.
GoPro?
Huh?
What
for any camera that comes out, whenever there's a new camera, it just looks like so good, man.
Yeah.
Like, they could come up with a new Panasonic or a new Sony. The footage always looks amazing, but then it's like you see other people upload. Like I know when I was looking for new cameras, I would always go like for a new video camera. Let's say I was looking for a Sony FS5. Chuck and I would spend hours on Vimeo going like FS5
test footage.
FS5 test footage.
Because I don't trust the
cinematic.
commercials. Because the commercials are like, oh, these fools are fucking like next level. I want to see somebody who's average.
I want to see somebody who's like me use that camera, and then the hype dies. Oh man.
Best way.
What was it that ended up getting you into photography?
I started like when I got a camera just for fun. I would take photos with my friends, and then all my friends just wanted photos of themselves. So, kind of my favorite thing is when I take a photo of someone and they get super excited because I don't know, they look really good in it, or like they just think it's so cool and they can like post it and get excited about that. So that's kind of why I started doing it, because just my friends wanted photos. And then I started getting into like the art of it and kind of like conceptual photography and, you know, using art to send a message or like speak my mind or like bring like a vision I had to life. Like, I don't know. I just think that's so sick.
Yeah.
What's your definition of conceptual photography? Like if you had to describe the look of it, how would you describe it to somebody who doesn't know much about photography?
I just think it's anything that can make the audience think and or just feel something. You know, you can go into an idea for a photo or, you know, or just a painting or video or anything with the message you want to be received from it. But I think what's cool about conceptual art in general is everyone can take it differently and everyone can kind of see it in their own way and relate it to themselves. So if I had an idea for a photo about, you know, like something in my life or, you know, representing something I was feeling or representing an idea I had, someone else could see it and relate it to their life and how they feel, you know? So it's
kind of like you have an idea of what it is you want to create, and you work to create that emotion or evoke that image in somebody's head, right? It's not just like, oh, I'm just gonna randomly take a picture, boom, now it's a photograph. It's you actually go into it with the thought in the back of your head that you want somebody to feel something. Okay, exactly. That makes sense. When I usually take portraits, I always try to like incorporate what people are wearing. Because I don't always coordinate like the clothing and stuff like that. So like whenever they bring something in, I was like, okay, when I see photographs, I like if you're wearing a turtleneck, do something with the turtleneck or like, you know, like kind of like show that kind of clothing. How do you pose people?
I kind of start just like, I just want them to look natural. You know, I always tell them kind of like exhale slowly and just do what feels right. When I'm first starting, I'll have them like sit somewhere because I feel like if it's just standing, it's like it's super awkward and they don't really know what to do.
Well, especially if they've never had their photo taken like that before. Yeah,
so I'll usually start like, hey, just like sit here and you can put your hands in your pockets. I'll kind of just like show them photos of like cool poses that they can try out, and like throughout taking photos, everyone just gets more comfortable. I feel like. So yeah, and then I feel like I talked a lot about conceptual photography, but you know, not everything is that deep. Sometimes it's just a dope photo, like it's just a cool outfit, it's just a cool location, it just looks good,
and
you know,
it just works, the
colors look like, you know, it's just cool.
Sometimes you just want to get featured, bro. You want to get featured on that gram killers, you know what I mean? Do you use hashtags in your photos?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you think that's helped you?
I think they help a lot. I
don't know, man.
Everyone told me do it. Like,
I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong then, because I'm like, because I've heard conflicting like sides of that issue, where it's like people say like, oh, utilize as many hashtags as you can, because then you hit as many targets or as many areas. But then other people go like, oh no, the algorithm has changed. Now it's actually better for you, algorithm wise, if you post only like less than 6 of them.
Yeah,
so you post up to 5.
Too. I do about 12.
You do about 12.
So when I started doing all of them, it would get shadow banned. So
what's a shadow ban?
So it's like, I'm pretty sure like the definition of it, it's like when you click the hashtag and your photo will not be on the hashtag because it's too big of a hashtag, I guess, and there's like millions of photos being showed up.
Oh dang.
And so if you do less, I've heard you don't get shadow banned and your photo gets pushed out more to more people.
Yeah.
You can get like, and if you're shadow banned, it doesn't go like on the explore page or anything like that. So
So
don't overuse hashtags.
wait, but
yeah, that's what I've heard.
Can they shadow ban your account or just your post?
It's usually just the post.
Okay. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That way you're not completely screwed if you do that. I've been doing like as many as I can.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
especially
don't
with
know.
the.
It could be. I'm not sure. I think there's a way you can test it.
Yeah.
You can. I think you look up like, is this post shadow banned, and you put in like the link to the actual photo.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you if it is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's tight.
That's tight. I don't know, man. I feel like I've done hashtags since I started Instagramming, but taking it seriously, I think like the last year, and yeah, your photo gets more likes, but I don't feel there's enough of a genuine interaction with people. From my experience, it could be different for everybody.
Yeah.
But like I feel like whenever I hashtag BNW mood and hashtag be black and white mood, and it gets to that group of people who like to post black and white photos, like everybody just wants their photos like like maybe they'll have a bot who likes your
Great
photos
capture.
but they'll comment like great capture, awesome shot, like it's like the most generic thing, and I feel like that, I don't know, like it just doesn't feel genuine to me, and I'm just like I'm getting to the point where like I kind of like if they got rid of hashtags, I'd be cool with it. Like it doesn't really do that much for me. Like, have you ever done pods before?
No.
Okay.
I haven't.
Because I've
heard good things, but that you can also get shadow banned from that. I've heard.
You can?
Yeah. Because if it's like a lot of comments coming in at once, I think you can get the post shadow banned, and then it just like you like rely on the pod.
I don't know though. I mean, what if you're famous? What if you're somebody with like...
I mean, algorithms are so weird though, you know? They probably have like... The algorithms are so weird.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you're famous, you're getting like a shit ton of comments coming in at once.
And you're definitely getting bots commenting on that shit for sure.
So yeah, I'm not sure. I've just heard different things. You know?
It probably has like an algorithm where it's like if you have less than like 1 million followers,
maybe
then it works on you differently. Because I imagine like an algorithm can work so many different ways depending on your situation. Like you know, like if somebody like Kendall Jenner posts, she's expected to get 10,000 comments in the first hour. You know
the algorithm probably stays away from her. And
you know what though? I bet she gets a bunch of like bots accounts on commenting on her photos too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started using this. I used to use pods. Like this was like 8 months ago. I got heavy into it because at first I was like an innocent thing. I was like, oh, this is cute. Yeah. This is cool. Like I can actually.
Well, real quick. Before anything, just explain pods one more time.
Okay, so an Instagram pod is essentially a group message that you can join on apps like WhatsApp, Telegram, whatever, Kick or whatever messenger, and you basically you have this group of like 500 or 1,000 photographers or influencers or whatever. You put you post your photo link in there, they click on it and they like it. However, the rules are different to a lot of pods, so like you either have to like at least 30 photos before you post yours. That way it kind of keeps it going.
Okay,
you know what I mean? So like you're not just leeching or mooching off of them. And they've gotten really smart because some of these pods have like bots. They're like bot generated, so like if you post a photo three times consecutive, not the same day, but like if you post one photo one day, another photo 2 days from now, another photo like 6 days from now, but you haven't liked any of the photos, the bot will recognize your action and kick you out of the
group.
Oh
wow,
damn.
Yeah,
I didn't know it got that serious.
Bro, it got serious.
Crazy.
Yeah, but when I was doing that, I was getting like a consecutive like 500 to 700 likes per post, you know, but it came back to the whole conversation of like these people are just commenting.
It's not.
They're copying and pasting a fire emoji with great capture. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really work. And and then at the end of the day, like I knew other people could see that and they can go, dude, that's weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're at that point, I kind of felt like, okay, well, what's the difference between doing that and buying followers? You're kind of like trading attention. You know what I mean? And that's kind of something so the hashtags is as far as I've gone for the past like 4 or 5 months. I haven't used a pod. I just I haven't found that they really helped a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I guess the whole thing with that would be this is if you're really trying to like push forward with your Instagram and actually use it as something that's gonna like actually get you some type of revenue in life, you want to have perception over anything, because somebody's gonna look at that photo and ask, why does it have so many likes?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you will probably check the comments, but like we've talked before, 80% of people aren't like us, and they don't even know about bots.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh wow, this has a lot of likes.
Yeah.
Why? Let me see
that's
more
true.
of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all perception based.
Well, it's kind of the same thing. Like there's a lot of people who will buy 20,000 followers, and then somebody will go to their page and go like, whoa, this guy is really good, and they'll hire that person.
Yeah.
Like they'll pay that person,
Real
even
talk.
though they don't even they see they got 100 likes on a post. They don't equate that. They don't go like, wait, why do they have 20,000 followers but they're getting 12 likes on a photo? You know what I mean? Like they don't do that. Like I look at that whenever I go to somebody's page. I'm like, okay, well, let's keep it somewhat, because the thing is, not everybody likes your photos when you post.
Yeah.
You know, if you have 1,000 followers, expect like 1% of your followers to kind of like it. So 10 people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like even with me, like I'm almost close to 3,000 on average, bro. I'm getting like 80 to 150, depending. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just think, you know, if your work is good, if you're posting good quality work, the audience will come on its own.
Yeah.
You know, don't try and cheat it. I guess.
Don't.
And then, you know, you'll get more opportunities if the audience and the like people coming to your account is genuine.
Yeah.
So
That's how you know my work is trash, bro. Wait, so let's talk about growing a brand. What's your advice on growing a brand?
just like I think like 2 years ago, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna post every single day. So I would build up photos, like edit all the time, and just like plan it out, and I would post every single day. And people just, I don't know, it just kind of came. I would use hashtags, post it like the same time, like figure out what the best time to post is, and like reply to everyone. And it just kind of, I think, grew from there. I think the more you post, the more you put out, the more chances you have people to see, people to come. So
Plus you're keeping your engagement up, so that's really good.
Yeah, I can imagine that helps work towards you. There was this live stream that I was watching a couple days ago, and it was this girl. She's a social media marketer, and she was talking about how people say Facebook is dead now. Like nobody uses Facebook anymore. Like it was popping at one point, and now it's really not. Because nobody's. Ooh, we got a fly in here right now. And now it's really not. She said, no, you're just not using it efficiently enough. And then her advice at the end of the day for all social media was to use it effectively. How do you say continuously? Use it
consistently.
Consistently. There we go. I was looking for the word, bro. Use it consistently. Like there's people who will post once a month, and that's not enough. Like post once every 2 weeks, that's not enough. Like if you really want to take it seriously, you have to look at your social media kind of like a job. You know, even if you have a job, if you work a 9 to 5, if you want something to make, if you want your Instagram to, you know, be popping, and you want the algorithm to work towards, like for you, you have to be posting on it and not just posting anything, posting good content.
That's another thing. People just want to put something out there just to put it out. You have to also make sure, you know, it's good stuff. So
do you ever get creative blocks?
Yes.
You do?
I do, yeah.
What can you say about getting over them?
I have, like, whenever I see a cool photo, I'll just save it. I'll look through my saved. That usually, like, breaks it immediately.
So
like on Instagram, you save you bookmark photos. And then you look at them later when you feel uninspired.
And then also movies. I don't know why, but if I watch movies and, you know, they're like super cinematic, that kind of gives me inspiration.
Like, are you talking about like how it's directed and the like?
Just like the shots. And, you know, stuff like that. Music too. You know, I don't know, just anything.
Blade Runner 2020. Get those color gels, man. That's my thing. When you walk into this house, this whole house is like blue and red, bro.
We got color lights like in my studio and his like office. Like we just have like the lights everywhere.
No, that's so cool.
I feel like we've talked about this before too, but it's like it kind of helps you stay creative. Like it, you know, because when you're in a regular office and you only have like
white
or yellow lights that are up there, you know what I mean? It's not very inspiring. It kind of feels like a job, like work,
a prison.
You know, like a prison. But if you're in a place where there's like, there's LED lights everywhere, there's music going on, the lights are pulsing, it kind of like almost reflects the inside of your brain, the creativity, you know, kind of like keeps the spark going.
That's why like Facebook's office and shit, it's super colorful.
I know,
like all of them, like Google and all that, like hella windows, hella light. Like that's how you do it, man. That's how I want to do it.
Yeah, one day.
Big old slide in my house.
How do you feel about business cards, man?
Business cards?
Yeah.
I've never used them.
You've never printed out business cards?
I think I did once for like a graphic design project, just for school. But like,
what if I really did my homework and I was like, well, then explain to me this printout here is a photo of you handing out business cards.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I've never used them, but I probably should.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what about you? Like, what do you?
I don't know, man. I feel like they were like, because when I went to college, they kind of taught you that you need to have business cards.
Okay.
There's no point in having a business if you don't have business cards, because that was when your brand meets other. You make that connection with other people when you give them your card, and they can recall you later. But now it's like the world is changing so fast, and it's like even like with Instagram now doing the ID, the ID tag.
Oh yeah,
like that is almost like enough to get just completely annihilate business cards needed. You know what I mean? Like
I think soon. I think it's just because there's so many old school people still in the game.
Yeah.
And like they like having business cards because they still see it as a professional thing.
Yeah.
Like I'd be making, like, since I work at Sapphire, I'd be fucking making business cards all day long, and I'm like, bro, this shit's so corny. Like, do people really hand these out? And fools really be handing out like thousands of them?
I don't know. And it's crazy because like even with the introduction of minimalism, people don't really carry around big wallets with them. You know what I mean? Like I just got a new wallet. It's like that thin, bro. I'm not going to put 20, 30 business cards in there. You know what I mean? Like, just let me open up my Instagram and scan it, and you're done.
And even if you do take that business card, most of the time you go home and you either throw it away, you throw it on the desk, and it gets hidden. And it's like, oh fuck, like.
And then when you need it, you recall it, go like, oh, where'd I leave that business card? Yeah. I just feel like it's super inefficient and it's wasteful for paper, man.
I just think like with technology, it's not. It's not that necessary. You know, you could just like write down your info in someone's notes on their phone, and they won't lose that.
Or follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like that's like the best. Like DM me. Like. I'll forget.
Hey, what if this is an idea and a thought? Tell me what you think. What if like the iPhone, or not even like just iPhone or Android, but like what if you had a mobile phone, right? Because I had this idea to have actual business cards on your phone.
You're about to say your idea on live air? Oh, okay. Say
no. This is completely different than that idea.
Oh, okay.
It's better.
Oh, okay.
So what if like, you know how you have your Apple ID, right?
Yeah.
So what if your phone had an ID for you and it classified you, kind of like how on Instagram you can classify yourself as an artist, photographer, drawer, painter, dancer, rapper, whatever. You can classify it as that. You can have that as part of your profile, and then you can tap phones to swap business cards, and the contact information has all that stuff already in.
No, you're onto something.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying.
Like, no, dude, it would be the tightest thing.
That's so cool.
Like if it was built into the operating system to where like when you scroll down on your dashboard control, like it's there. You know what I mean? Like you can just click it, and somebody can just put their phone up to it or something. I think that
because doesn't the Canon have that, like where you like tap your phone on like the little thing and it saves all the photos to it?
You say Canon?
Yeah, I think it's like the Canon camera has it, and it's like a little dock, and you just put the camera on it, and it switches the photo. So there's that technology for sure.
Yeah.
Where you can like.
I just think we're literally like maybe 4 or 5 years away from all that stuff, man. Technology's getting so fast.
Yeah, like what's crazy? What's coming back, and I think that it's gonna come back pretty hard, is like QR codes. Like, cause it works so flawlessly.
Bitcoin.
Like, oh yeah.
Basically blockchain. Yeah. What's your advice on getting clients then if you don't use business cards? Is it just straight Instagram?
Honestly, what happened with me is I would do a lot of free shoots because I feel like there's no other way to get your work out there. With you can't say, okay, like pay me for this photo shoot, but you have no idea if I'm good or not or anything like that. So I would just do free shoots with either my friends, or people would DM me and ask to just take photos, and I would do it. And I think once you build up somewhat of like a portfolio, either on your Instagram or just like an actual portfolio, and something to show, you can start charging. So it just kind of happened through Instagram. Like people would just DM me and ask for photos, and I'd say, yeah, here's my rates, like let's do it. And just every time I took photos with new people, it would kind of just like branch me out more, and more people would see it.
That's super dope. So you basically do people refer you, or does Instagram technically refer you? Like
both.
That's tight.
So it could be I'm friends with one of your friends, they said you can take my senior photos, or something like that, you know? So or someone on Instagram who's more of like focused on modeling and stuff like that, it would be more like a photo shoot, you know what I mean? There's a difference between senior photos and like a photo shoot with someone who like wants to grow a modeling portfolio.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
Do you have like a client list of people that you do TFP with, or is it kind of like do you just take on anybody who, if you feel like they're confident and talented enough, you'll work with them?
Yeah, I don't normally like turn down people, you know, and so even if I'm not using the photos for myself or my own portfolio, taking photos for them will still grow my business and, you know, get my name out there because they'll post the photos or they'll show their friends and their family, you know. So
yeah,
I don't usually turn down people if it's not something that I want to do. You know, it's not like me,
if it's not passion based. Yeah.
Me reaching out, so then I'll say here are some rates, like
you're not gonna shoot a wedding for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, it just depends.
Have you ever shot a wedding?
No, I'm too scared. I'm gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
I've gotten 3 offers to do a wedding, and I always say no because I cannot mess up a wedding. I don't know.
See, what you do, bro, is you take that client and you refer them to a friend of yours who you know is gonna hire you as a second shooter, and then you learn from them.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I just feel like I don't have enough experience to do a wedding.
Bro, the best way to get experience is to just get in there.
I know. I don't want to mess up someone's wedding.
And the best way to do it as a second shooter.
Because I used to do weddings and I was fucking terrible when I first started doing photography.
Yeah.
And they loved it.
Because the thing is, like we overcomplicate everything as creators because we look at everything, bro. We look at
we compare to.
We compare this top dude, this is a wedding photographer in the world or whatever. But like when somebody hires you to do the wedding, most people, 99% of brides out here or, you know, anywhere are just looking. They're not even looking for like composition. They're looking for like, did you get me and my dad?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like but we as artists, we go like, oh, the light's yellow, it looks terrible. They don't look at things like that.
They're like the disposable camera days. You know what I mean? Like that's what they're looking for. It's kind of like certain, like when we videos, the same thing. They're like, oh, you didn't capture their entire thing? Like, nah. Like, we're cinematic. Like,
no,
Like,
what?
Oh yeah, that was one of the biggest problems that we ran into when we started doing wedding videos. We would do them like looking at these videos on Vimeo, where it's like a 3-4 minute video, and it was very cinematic, where it's like you just had like the slider shots, you had the dolly, you had the very, very good looking shots, right? But they were only 3 to 4 seconds in length. And then we would compile them into a 4-minute video, and then brides would come back going like, "Oh, what about where's the hour long?" You know what I mean? Like, because they're so old traditional school that they kind of had that in the back of our, and it kind of fell on us too because we didn't explain it. You know,
you got to put it in contract,
which is why it's one of the things that I will always preach, man. Is this is something that's like is like the core of my beliefs, bro. Set the expectation for any gig that you go into. Set the expectation. So, you know what I mean? That way they can never be disappointed with you, and you can never be mad at them, because then you know exactly what both of you are getting out of that. Yeah. And outside of that is free game.
Yeah. Food for thought.
Have you had any bad experiences so far, like in photography?
Not bad. I don't know. Everyone's been really nice with me. And I don't really, you know, like if I'm not feeling it, I'll be like, okay, we're not going to do this, you know, but I've had moments where it's like I like panic because I'll get like a cool, like someone will be like, let's do this, like, and I don't know how to do that, but I'll say yes and then figure it out.
Yeah.
So
that's the best way, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
so like for example, I took photos of Logan Henderson, the guy. I don't know if do you know the show Big Time
Rush?
Yes, he plays Logan on the show, and so he was like, I really want like gels, like red and blue gels. And I want to be like wet and have it. He showed me like example photos.
That's the best though.
Yeah, no,
somebody can show you what's on their mind.
Exactly. Yeah. But I was like, oh yeah, like, do you have gels? Yep. No, I don't have gels. So that day went and got gels, like made my own setup, like tested it, stayed up for like till like 2 a.m. making sure it was like perfect. So he was coming the next morning. Yeah. And then I did it. I made it work and it was good. But yeah, just like I'm the type of person to say yes and then figure out how to do it, because I feel like it could just be a missed opportunity. Yeah. And just because you don't know if you can do something or not doesn't mean you have to say no. Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, you mess it up, you apologize, and it was a learning experience. True. Yep. You know, best case scenario, it leads to 10,000 other gigs, you know? Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think the good outweighs the bad. Yeah. But yeah, that's one thing I always say, man. Like, to an extent, you know, you don't want to go like, hey, man, you know how to fix a car? I'll give you $5,000. Yeah.
I'm not gonna take the time to learn that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But if it comes to like, if somebody goes like, hey man, I need a flyer made. I know my way around Photoshop. I can figure it out. I can download a template and tweak it and make things, custom. Always say yes, and then give yourself the time from when you accept it to when it's due to figure it out.
Because in that time frame, you're gonna learn a shit ton.
Exactly.
Because it's all about being hands-on. Like you learn photography by just doing it, or did you like go to class?
I never took any photo classes. I just kind of, I taught myself.
YouTube University.
Yes.
Yeah. We all that right now.
Oh, that's crazy.
How to take long exposures, how to shoot in low light, like I
feel like that, man. If you got into YouTube like when it was first starting out, and you started a series on like, how to take good photos in low light, things like that, bro, your channel would have popped off because everybody was searching that.
Yeah.
We all got these digital cameras who shoot, 1600 ISO. You're pushing it at that point, so everybody's like, well, I only go out and shoot at night, so like, how can I get good photos?
Yeah.
Everybody's getting that nifty 50, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the nifty 50.
Yeah. Let's talk about your first project, or your most recent project, right?
Yeah.
ID.
So it was a photo series that I made, and it was ID, like for identification. It was basically about, I wanted each photo to be a different story of someone's either coming into their own identity or figuring it out. So there's different photos that cover different topics, and it's kind of about the transition of youth to college and kind of growing up and figuring out who you want to be and what you want to represent. And there's some pretty heavy stuff. It's like police brutality and how, if you're being discriminated and automatically identified based on either your race or your sexual orientation, it's really hard to, express yourself and figure out who you want to be if you're automatically kind of being boxed away or categorized. So I just took the ideas and the topics and tried to bring it to life through photography and different subjects. And, there's other photos where it's someone having like an identity crisis or someone being extremely confident in their own skin,
Yeah.
And again, I think this, like, the coolest thing is when someone can look at a piece of art and relate it to themselves or, take their own story from it. So that was my goal with it. And I kind of pushed it out to, like, I tried to get it out as much as possible, and it got published in, I think it was 4 online publications, which was cool, and it's still being like thrown around, and it's cool.
That's really cool, man. You're 18-year-olds and you're already published.
Yeah,
that's cool,
super
man.
Tight.
We're 25 and 27, still never been published.
I have been published, so fuck you.
You've
been published too.
Thatpiff.com. That's where I've been published. Wait, where? Where was I published?
Paul C. Buff, right?
They reached out to me and they got it all done, but they had canceled that magazine. It was actually gonna be printed, bro. I was so excited.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had done a whole
print is so cool.
Yeah, it was gonna be an actual Shutterbug magazine or Shutterbug, but I think they ended their partnership with that magazine. So my spread, it was literally the one before they canceled. I was like, no, I think the one after.
Does my photo being published in the New York Times count?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was when I was like 18. So
just I haven't been published then.
But you technically have. It was just that the printing company.
Dude,
fucked you.
Paul C. Buff actually reached out to me, the lighting company for the strobes and everything, and they want me to make a little video testimonial of me using their product so they can put it in their YouTube intro.
Oh, sick!
I was like, damn, that's tight.
That's really cool. Yeah. I'm
super excited. We gotta film that whenever you get a chance. Please.
No.
Oh, he's gonna charge me, bro.
Yeah.
He's gonna charge me. I forget. I gotta put the camera on the tripod. How long were you working on this project ID for?
Like a year.
A year?
Yeah, because I would think of a topic and went to work, scratch it, and then I don't know. It just each photo and the idea behind each photo took a lot of time because going into it, I had an idea of what everything represents and what the topic of each of them are, but I also wanted it to be kind of open for discussion and for other people to take their own message behind it. So I put a lot of thought behind each photo. So yeah, it took a while.
Was that year including the amount of time that you took to like come up with the concept, or is it like once you had the concept, you took a year taking these photos and prepping them?
Included, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good then.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, and you got published from all that stuff. Do you ever feel like how old were you when they got published? Was this recent? Like
17.
You were 17.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna ask, do you ever feel like your age is something that makes people go like not take you seriously?
Yeah, for sure. If I'm like sending an email or giving a pitch, I'm hesitant to put my age because I don't know if they're gonna take me seriously at all. But I think the work should just speak for itself.
Yeah,
and
real talk.
And if it doesn't, if they look at my age and automatically disregard the email, then I don't want to work for them anyway.
Yeah, that's like
so
arrogant.
If they like the work, and if the work should again speak for itself. So
100%.
I don't know. Yeah.
There was this one. I'm trying to find him right now. There was this one photographer who did like the best lighting setups, in a different Joey. What's his name? Joey something. He was like 24, 25, bro, young. But he's the one that works for National Geographic.
Oh, yeah, really
what's his name?
Good.
Joey.
I forgot. Just put National Geographic. Young kid.
Oh, here it is. Here it is right here. Joey Lawrence. Joey L. Lawrence.
That kid is
Yes.
crazy.
Have you ever heard of Joey Lawrence? So he does a lot of photography for National Geographic.
Oh,
and I think he started working with them when he was like 23, 24.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found out about him, he was already 25. But he talks about on a podcast episode about how nobody ever took him seriously. Like even right now, even on the podcast he was on, like the dude that was talking to him was kind of like, not taking him as seriously as you should have. And I was like, damn, that's a real thing. Like when you don't have that, when you're 18, 19, 20, people don't have that confidence in you. And I feel like that's something we never had to experience because for me, I didn't start getting super into photography till I was already like 23, 24, like taking actual photos. And I was in video. I feel like people take you a little bit more seriously because it's a less common skill than photography. Like I feel like a lot of people can do photography, but not as many people do video. Not saying it's harder or easier, but like it's just more common to find photographers. And
I guess it's also like who you're working with, because like there's like people you can work with who actually will respect you. Like me, when I hear young people are killing it, like you and shit, I'm like, yo, that's fucking dope. Like you're a monster. You know what I mean? Like and there's clients like that I used to work with who did that. Like they seen the potential in you because you're
exactly.
Like I don't see a potential in a guy who's 45 who has all these skills. I see a potential who has an 18-year-old who has the same skills as this 45-year-old. Like you're gonna be like, damn, this fool's gonna be crazy in like the next 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because his progression is so fast.
Yeah, I feel like age is one of those things that age can't define your talent. Dude.
Definitely not.
You can be 50 and not be any better than an 18-year-old. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
or like you can be 18 and be the best photographer in the world. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. It's just not something that's related to age. I feel
exactly.
Yeah, because like your shit destroys my shit, and I'm like, fuck. See, there's like a threshold.
I feel like we're all still learning though, man.
Yeah. Oh, till the day we die, we're gonna be learning. And if you don't think that, you're a piece of shit. Sorry.
Wait. So you're going to college right now, right?
Yeah, I'm up at UNR.
UNR.
Yeah.
Oh, Reno.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice. What are you going for the arts or is it?
I'm studying journalism right now.
Journalism.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get into photojournalism?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah. So
journalism is like writing, right? Or
yeah, right now it's writing, but it also goes into like social media and marketing, and there is photojournalism. I'm really interested in broadcast. I think that's really cool. And then just kind of doing photography as like a side thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But still, like my favorite thing.
Oh, real quick, like in broadcast, like writing the little thing that's on the teleprompter?
Or, not writing for it, like speaking as like an anchor.
Oh, okay, got it.
And then
damn, that'd be tight.
Yeah, I think that's really fun. And then I'm interested to see like what they teach about social media and shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know, man.
Reno's tight though, man.
TV though, I don't know how long TV's gonna be around.
That's true. That's why.
But the thing is, journalism can go over.
Yeah,
because dude, I've seen like I don't know if do you know who Philip DeFranco is?
Yes.
I love Phil DeFranco. He used to have this thing called SourceFed, and all those people who worked for SourceFed were like they were journalists. They went for broadcast journalism. I can't talk today. Broadcast journalism, and that's kind of a job that instead of being on TV, they're on YouTube. But it's like it's almost the exact same thing, if not better, because the audience is bigger on YouTube.
For sure.
Wait, so you see yourself being like a broadcast journalist?
I mean, I kind of did that middle school, high school. Like I did like the school announcements, and then I would study journalism and how to talk on camera and stuff like that. So it's always been an interest as a career.
Yeah.
But I'm not completely sure what I want.
So would that also lead into maybe like acting and all that? Like, would you see that as a thing? or screenwriting,
you know,
or any
screenwriting,
of that?
that'd be sick. But acting, I'd probably suck. You know, I don't know. I don't think I could.
I don't know. You have that actor look, bro. You might be able to do it.
Maybe. We'll see.
bro, you could.
Because I know some people who are really good at acting, but they just don't have that look. I'm like, damn, bro. Well, I guess everybody has that look.
Everybody has a unique look, bro.
Yeah,
you know what's crazy is about acting is like, you could be literally any kind of looking character.
True.
You know,
That's
like
true.
you could be the ugliest dude in your house,
but you might be the part.
But you might be that one role that they need for that one scene. Like, you know, like the dude with
little goblin.
Yeah,
like damn it,
the little goblin in the.
I wouldn't give a fuck.
That Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Who's been your biggest influence in your career?
Big question. I don't know if it could just be one person because I like so many different styles. I wouldn't say like I put one person on the top.
Yeah, no pedestals.
Yeah.
Just pick one.
I don't know, man. Let's put them all in an arena. Let's put them all in an arena right now.
Which one would you
kill? They all have one sword. One of them survives. Who do you root for?
Oh shit.
Nah, you can pick multiple.
They're watching the podcast right now. They're
like, damn, okay. All right, I see you.
I was about to hit you up, dog.
Do you know Jimmy Marble? Have you ever heard of him?
Jimmy Marble?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his name, but I think that's his app. But like he does such cool stuff and like with colors and direct sunlight. So like he's been such a cool inspiration because that's like not what I'm best at, you know, is shooting in that time. So when I look at his stuff and see how well he does it, did you pull it?
Yeah, that shit's
He's so good,
here.
Right?
It's like that one person I think Hope pulled up some person like that, like same color style. That shit's tight to me.
Oh, this one's tight. That's cool.
Because you
like
know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
That type of style is like more like old European type movie things. Like I've always loved that, and I've always wanted to do photos like that.
Yeah.
You know, I just found out about this right here today. That's actually an art installation. I'm looking at, for everybody who's listening to the audio version of this podcast, I think that's the same one. There's this girl who took the exact same photo where she's against the wall and she has her shadow 3 times behind her, and they're all like different colors. Okay. But I think the way she described it was an art installation. I'm not sure if this is the same one, but it looked really similar. But yeah, this is a very like retro, color fill, like unique, man. Like you're not gonna recreate these images.
No,
you know what I mean? Like
such when you see his photos, like you know it's his. Yeah. Like when you see a photo by him, you know who took it. So
that's like the point I want to get to in my life. Just in anything I do, like the music I produce and the videos I have. Like I want to have, and yeah, we all have our style right now, but I think there'll be a point. Well, I know for sure I don't have my style yet, but I want to have that point where I'm like, that's my style. Like that's Chuck's style, or you know, so on and so forth. Sure.
This podcast has a pretty good style. Huh? It's pretty unique.
Yeah, yeah, like that. I like that. I like that morning dinner.
Yeah, I feel you though, man. I feel like whenever I take a portrait, it's kind of like, I don't know. I have that complex where it's like, what's different about it? You know what I mean? And sometimes I try to go like, oh well, it's the lighting. The lighting looks cool in this one. Like this is where I placed it. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like when I look at stuff like that, I'm like, okay, that's next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has like such a distinct style.
Do you mainly do natural light or do you do strobe or?
Mainly natural.
Okay.
That's what I like best. But
do you feel intimidated by strobe?
I wouldn't say intimidated. I just like the soft light look. I think like gels are sick. Like I love that style. And you know, what's his name? I forgot his name, but he does so much stuff with gels. Do you want to see if I can find him?
Yeah. I love gels, man.
See, I like it's this guy named Local Preacher. He has such a crazy style. I don't know how he edits his photos, but like the gradients of color. Because remember, I was showing you some of his stuff. Like you can tell his gels, but I think some of it's like external like editing and whatnot. Yeah. Because like it's the tightest looking shit I've ever seen. I'm like, damn.
Do you know who Elaine Torres is?
She
does YouTube. Let me see if I can pull her up real quick. Everybody's listening to the audio version like, what are they doing?
We're all
right
on our phone right now looking up people.
Elaine Torres. So she does portraits, and she does this kind of like color. Like she does like so she does like Savage Universal, those backdrops, those paper backdrops, and then she uses the color to flash different color from different size
like
and all that
that.
stuff. And then she does makeup, she does art coordination, she'll cut the papers and do stuff like
That's
that.
so
That's
tight.
insane.
It's
so
unique.
good.
I love it. Like a shot like this was really cool to me. Like I was like, oh, that's cool, man.
That's so sick.
That's unique. Everybody listen to the audio version.
Look them up. Say
It's
the name.
@_ Elaine ELAINE Torres _ again.
Yeah.
She's based out of LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's cool,
And
man.
see, that's like local preacher, like super crazy. Like I don't know why I like that. Like
Shit.
future looking.
Oh, that's so cool.
like it's crazy.
I feel like this is the
Yeah,
first
like,
thing
that's
that
crazy editing. Like
this is the first thing that photographers do whenever they meet.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, have you heard of this guy? Look at this guy.
It's like musicians too. You know how they're like, have you ever heard of this guy?
Alright, I'm gonna show you this account. It's called Somewhere Magazine.
Somewhere magazine.
Somewhere magazine.
I love when they use somewhere or some
And it's
place
such
or
it's like this is our mood board, and it does just like really sick photos.
Do you think Flash intimidates other people?
Yeah,
You
for
think-
sure. Yeah.
it still
why is
intimidates
that?
me, to be honest. Sorry, I just had to throw that out there. It scares the fuck out of me because I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, dude, like you. Like continuous light is kind of easy because you can look
See
through the
what you
camera.
see is what you get.
Yeah, but when you're doing strobes to a certain point, unless you really know the strobe like the back of your hand and you do,
I think it's because
like,
technical people out there, bro, they try to throw terms at you where it's like it makes you feel like it's a science.
like the light metering and all
light
that.
meter, you have to make sure that your photons are.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, bro, it's all trial and error. Like
Yeah.
there's some great photographers who will play with their image. Like they'll play with the light. They don't know what they're doing. They'll just try new things.
Yeah.
And they'll get a certain look. That's how I got that gel separated look.
Mhm.
I was just playing with it. I was just wanting
Yeah.
to see how it would look.
Yeah.
And it ended up looking out dope. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it's like I feel like people need to be more encouraged to try it. You know?
For sure.
Yeah, create
I agree.
accidents. Don't try to always.
It's like Bob Ross says, bro.
Oh yeah,
There's never a mistake, just happy little accidents.
Exactly.
that should be a shirt.
So cheesy. We should get a T-shirt like that. Though.
Happy little accidents.
Yeah.
Sounds like you pee yourself, but.
Jesus, man. Wait, so your go-to camera is your 80D right now, right?
Yeah.
What about your go-to lens?
Right now 11 to 16.
11? Really? For portraits?
Not for portraits.
Okay.
I've just been really liking it, and then I've been liking like wide shots with people in it.
Yeah.
And
Very Jessica Kobasi-ish.
yes, I love Jessica Kobasi.
She's dope, man.
Yeah.
Trying to get her on the podcast too.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been really liking kind of like landscape shots, but with people in them. More than portraits lately, but yeah.
I feel like it gives it a different look, man, because people are used to portraits being tight
Yeah.
and close up.
Yeah.
That when they see a portrait and it's focused on the face, but it's also like has so much of the environment, it just looks cooler too because you get to see more of the environment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As opposed
Yeah.
to just seeing faces.
Yeah.
You're seeing like architecture. You're seeing the street. You're
Mhm.
seeing a cone or something like that. It just
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
gives the photo a little bit more definition.
Yeah, one of my friends who's a photographer in Vegas, he used to always shoot his stuff just on 50, and then one time I let him borrow my lens, and he sold his 50 and bought the 11 to 16, and now he only shoots portraits on the 11 to 16, and he makes it work so well.
Mhm.
I can show you him. His name is Josh.
Oh, Josh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I've met him before, but
He's
we
so
follow
cool.
each other on Instagram. Yeah, dude, he's really talented
Like,
too.
I love Josh.
yeah, he's really talented, man. Wait, he shoots on the 11 to 15.
11 to 16.
11 to, Is that the Tokino one?
Uh-huh.
I got that lens too, man.
Yeah.
What's the f-stop on it? Is it 2.8?
2.8, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's
So you still can get some creamy ass bokeh with
Yeah.
it, which is nice.
you could tell he's using the 11 to 16 on this photo because of the reflection. Well, I don't know if this is one, but I feel like the way he's reflecting the blinds,
Yeah.
it would look a little bit more bokeh-ish if it was at like a 1.8.
Yeah.
It looks like a 2.8.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it though.
Yeah,
That's
it looks
just
tight.
Man.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. Is like people try to get like too technical and like, oh no, it's not supposed to look like that. I'm like, it's supposed to be a little bit more out of focus. Like, no, dude, whatever works, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, whatever looks cool to you. I feel like that's what good photography
For sure.
is.
Because the
Like-
trillionth time we're gonna say this on this shit, art
Here
is
it comes.
super subjective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very like how I can see something. That's why like that one episode you showed me with Jessica and the other guy, how they both shot. They were shooting the same girl, but they were shooting in their styles.
Oh, the 3 photographers shoot one model thing.
That really does
yeah.
a lot. Like it explains a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna shoot differently. Everybody's gonna like different things.
You know what's funny though? Is like every time I see them do those videos, I can always guess who did which shot.
Me too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which is
it's
also
never
tight.
a surprise. I'm always like, yep, that's her.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how some people have their style so set in stone that they don't even notice it, or maybe they do notice it, but it's like everybody can just tell.
Have you seen the one with Brandon Wolfel on it?
Yeah, bro.
He has such.
He ain't getting away. Like,
no, I know. He has like one of the most distinct styles.
Yeah.
You know when it's his photo.
Let's talk about this then. Do you think that, because I feel like a lot of people see his style and it's super unique to him. Like that is his style forever. But I feel like people see that as a, how do you say, a trend.
So many people have done the fairy light.
Right.
Like
I've done it. Like when I first started doing portraits last year, I did a couple of shoots with fairy lights.
Yeah.
It was just fun,
no,
dude.
it's cool. Like it looks so cool. But whenever I feel like when everyone sees the fairy light kind of bokeh photos, they think of
the trend.
Yeah, either Brandon or they just think it's like worn out. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like if they look at his stuff.
I'm gonna show you a photo. And I want you to tell me if you if this is like if I was close to what he was trying to do.
Let me see.
All right, I gotta scroll all the way back. Damn, this was a while ago. This was like last year.
But it is funny because it falls in the same place as video. Like there's certain styles in videos that will happen, and people will like copy like the same transition or effects.
Sam Colder.
Yeah, and it like I respect it all. Like it's cool because I'm guilty.
Yeah.
But it's also because most of the time I'm like not super passionate about the project, and I know the client's gonna be like, "Oh, that's tight." Yeah. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the style, right?
Oh yeah. For
Dude,
sure.
I even watched.
That's so good though.
I even watched the video on YouTube go like how to edit like
sick. Yeah.
Because I wanted to figure out like I wanted to know because I had just started doing portraits and I was like, how does he do the color like that? I wasn't big into editing.
And he
before
doesn't
that.
use Lightroom, I've heard.
No, he does.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah. I don't know how he would get that effect if he didn't.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a preset on his iPhone.
I say one thing. I think it's good to copy at the beginning because you learn a lot from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can don't like sell yourself as that. Yeah. But definitely copy and try to reenact it because it's never gonna be the same. Like you guys already said. Like, but I think you learn so much. You know. You learn so much from it. Like you look how much you learn. You learn photo. You literally learn Lightroom from that. Yeah. You started using it from there.
Because before I did that Brandon Wolfel like style, I'd never mess with the sliders on color in Lightroom. Oh yeah. I was always just the kind who would like raise the contrast, mess with the highlights and shadows. You all right?
Sorry.
Why are you laughing?
I was like changing the camera angle and I was looking like I didn't change it, so I was looking down and I was like cross-eyed. My bad, Joe.
I hate you so much sometimes, bro. I hate you so much. What was I saying? Yeah, I was messing with I never messed with the sliders before then. I was always doing contrast, black shadows, like the S curve and all that stuff. I never really, or I would raise the fade. But as far as colors, like color calibration, all that stuff, never messed with it until I started doing shoots like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I've learned so much from trying to recreate a style or a photo. Like that's where I learned the most.
Yeah. Do you have a website right now?
I don't.
You don't?
I'm working on one though because I'm trying to come out with presets.
Yeah.
So I want to publish the website and also have like presets for sale.
I feel like you don't need a website, bro.
Really?
Like just get like a selfie.
Okay.
I think there's websites that allow you to, because I've seen like we were talking about it with Bliss last night, Bliss Stretch. She was saying she had there's this app called Booksy, Booksy, and it allows you to book people for sessions for whether it's like a realtor or like not realtor, but like people who have like services and things like that. Like she does massage therapy. Okay. So people can book her through there and pay the fee and all that stuff. And I think there are websites that allow you to like even Etsy, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like if you just go on Etsy, and you just sell. Sorry, if you just sell like a digital download, because they've bought somebody's presets through Etsy for like $10 or something like that.
Well, I would say like, do you want to show your whole portfolio and everything on there as well, or is it just?
I don't know though. Let me be real, bro. Unless you're going for the commercial, like you want to book weddings or commercial gigs. If you're doing portraits, no one's gonna go to your website.
No, yeah.
Everybody's going to go to your Instagram.
For sure.
100%, bro. Yeah. So have your highlights where it says like my preset, and then you show before and afters, and then swipe up to purchase. Yeah. Once you get that feature, and boom, You know,
but if you want to do big commercials and stuff, yeah, definitely have a website. Cause most of the people who own these things are old.
They want a website.
And they're like, I want to see your website and business card.
And business card.
You mentioned something just now, bro, that is actually very true that people don't think about. If you want to book commercial gigs where it's like more of the higher paying corporate gigs, the people who run these gigs are older people. So they look for the business card. They look for the, for the website and all that stuff.
And trust me, they just started using computers. So they're like, oh, I'm ahead. What's your website?
Yeah. Are you on the Pinstagram? Let me see your Pinstagram. No, I hate you, bro. It's crazy, man. I feel like, this just the social identity, man. Do you ever take breaks from social media?
Yeah. Like going into college, everything was just so busy. I just kind of, had to put it aside for a second, and just figure out everything's so much going on, like so much change. So
do you ever get like depressed that you're like, oh dude, I haven't posted in so long or something?
I'll just be like, oh, I want to like take photos, or if I don't have time, I want to do something cool, because like I love it. I think it's so fun. And like I love sharing my work, and even if it's just like my friends, if I just like show my friends like oh look, like if I'm not making something or taking photos, it's like, oh, that sucks, So I rarely take breaks, but sometimes, you just have to, because life.
I don't know. I'm at the part where I'm just post as I go. Like if I don't get work, if I don't do anything, I'm not posting anything. Yeah. But then I'll have like 10 gigs and then I'll post all that stuff.
Because you want it to be good, you know? So.
Yeah. Do you use any kind of apps or programs that allow you to like to visualize your Instagram before you post?
No, I don't. I just kind of look at, like, I try not to, because I've been so like Nazi about my feed since middle school. I kind of just like know what will work now. If it's like
your colors. And
everything.
Okay, so that, because I feel like for mine, dude, like I have to, because I mix black and white and color photos, so I feel like I have to visualize it. So I use this app called
It's because yours is a little bit more sporadic, though, correct?
Unum, yeah, mine's.
Because if you use the same color.
Unum, you've heard of Unum? Yeah, it allows you to visualize your feed before you post the photos.
Yeah.
So it'll take your feed as it exists, and then let's say you have like 4 or 5 more photos, you can arrange them in different ways to kind of like move things around and see how it would look, because it's a psychological thing too, man. Like when you look at one photo and you see one next to it, there needs to be some kind of contrast or compliment that goes there. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. This did not exist 10 years ago,
But it's an art, It's just like, it's crazy. Just that little thing is art as well. It's like in graphic design. Like, every day I do graphic design, I'm like learning new stuff. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. It's crazy how if you just turn a text a certain way or make it smaller and leave a certain amount of like dead space, like it does a lot more. Yeah. The same with photography. It's like, oh, like it's cool in the center, but moving them to the right can change a lot with the mood. Yeah, that's why I think the beauty of it. And I want to start getting into like video and focus more like every shot, like every angle is a photo, because I still don't do that.
Like the cinematography of it, you mean?
Yeah.
Camera placement and all that stuff.
Because I still don't do that.
It's a journey, man. It's a journey, and we're all trying to learn, trying to stay alive and survive. You know what I mean?
I'm just trash. That's all good.
We're trash, bro.
Okay. Thank you. We're in this together.
Well, how do you, because I was looking at your photos, man, and you have very, your photos are very, like, when you look at them, they're unique, man. They're kind of like the guy you were showing me, where it's like something always different, whether it's color, whether it's composition, it's wardrobe, it's expression, or something like that. What do you think is a good resource for other photographers to kind of like start thinking that direction, as opposed to just the standard like girl with the hand in her hairs or anything like hairs?
No hate on that.
Yeah, no hate on that. We've all done it, but it's like, it's not a good look.
Yeah, I just think inspiration from other people, it's such a huge thing. Yeah. And like anytime anyone asks me how do you like think of ideas or anything like that, or like pose people or think of a concept, is like Instagram is the biggest way to get inspired and find your own style. Yeah. If you can look at someone else's photo and say, that looks so good to me, try and recreate it, try and bring it into your own style, and you'll figure out like what will look good, what you think, like what you'll like.
Yep.
So
something I haven't tried is like taking 2 or 3 photos that you really like and taking one element from each one and seeing how you can incorporate that. I've never done that, but I feel like that would be so much fun.
Say that again. Sorry.
Like taking 2 or 3 photos that you found on Instagram that are really good, Like they really stand out to you, and then taking one element from each one and making one photo out of it. You know, because like we were just talking about this, how no two photos will ever look the same. So even if you try to recreate a photo, because of the camera, because of the lens, because of the light, it's never gonna look the same.
Yeah,
you know,
I think. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to like cut you.
No, you're good. Yeah, I can show you the. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
Damn, he's like, I'm gonna get you back now.
That was quick, bro. No, because like, let me show you the photo that I was actually looking at.
But explain what you were trying.
Oh yeah, I think like when recreating a photo, it's great, and I think naturally you'll like make it your own.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's no way you'll make it look exactly the same. And that's another way you can kind of find your own style. You know, you can put it into your own kind of, like, you can put it into your own style. You can do what you like, you know?
All right, here it is. I finally pull it.
Because I was going to say, too, like, a lot of your photos I was looking at, like, I do feel a lot more emotion to them than a lot of other photographers, which is, like, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I know you now and I kind of heard. Yeah. So it's like subconsciously, but when I was looking through your photo, I was like, damn, like I can gather a lot of emotion from specific photos and whatnot. And I feel that with like Keem and stuff, like certain photos like will hit me a little harder. Like, damn. Like the one with what's his name? Desmond with the
Oh yeah,
the little like futuristic and the paint. Like I don't know.
I love the shoes I do with Desmond, man. He's really cool, man.
Yeah, shout out to Desmond.
This is the photo that I took inspiration from.
Oh, that's so
super
cool.
sick, right?
Yeah, like some David Bowie shit.
Yeah, no. The thing that really popped to me was like the lighting, the color, the expression, and then also the retouching. I'm not very good at retouching when it comes to skin, bro. Like I'm very basic with it, that's the one that I ended up recreating. Now it's not the same, but it's kind of taking those principles kind of taking the principles of like the color of what they were doing with the original photo, and then putting my own twist on it. You know, like making my little happy accidents pop up on screen.
There we go.
Yeah.
For sure.
Damn, that was a good conversation, man.
Happy accidents.
Do you think someone should ask for permission before taking somebody else's photo? Like let's say like people who go out there and they're shooting, right? They're shooting landscapes or something, or maybe you're trying to take candids of the street. Do you think you should always ask for permission, or do you think it's just kind of like
I think it could just depend on the situation, you know? I think like one way of just asking permission is like if it's like street photography, if you're kind of going up to someone and you like point at your camera like kind of signaling, can I take your picture? And they just say no. That's you know, when I went to Morocco, there was so many unique people just like sitting on the streets and stuff like that, and I wanted to take their portrait, and I would just go up and say like can I take your picture? Most of the time they say no. But then when they did, you know, they did not care. They would just like look straight at the camera and be like a sick portrait, you know?
Smoking a cigarette and shit.
Dude, people in Morocco, anywhere outside of the U.S., they're such unique looking people, bro.
Oh yeah, like
just the texture of their skin, right? What they're wearing that day.
Yeah, for sure.
That's tight though, man. Because like my ass wouldn't ask. Sorry, I'd straight like.
No, one time we were in like this like carriage thing in Morocco, and this guy was just sitting and he looked so cool, so I just like quickly like sneakily like took it, and he went like no, and like yelled like no, and like crossed his arms. So like in the photo he's like crossing his arms.
Damn, you can use the photo because he took his face out of the way.
It's funny. So,
I wonder, could you get in trouble? Can somebody?
Bro, I don't know, man. It's like there's so many photos being made every day. Like for them to find your like, unless you're gonna publish it or something, it's like another story. But there's such a different mix of people too. Like there's people who you're taking photos of your friend out in the street, and then they hop in the picture because they want to get their picture taken and joking around. You know what I mean? But then there's people who are more private, so it just depends. Yeah. I agree with your analysis.
Yeah. Be respectful.
Yeah.
Do you edit your photos in Lightroom?
Yeah, it just depending on the photo, if I want to put it through Photoshop and like do some cool stuff, I will. Yeah. And then I'll always end in Lightroom.
So real quick, what's the difference between your Photoshop editing and Lightroom editing?
Photoshop, I do purely like either retouching, like background replacement, you know, all and then Lightroom is all colors. I don't do anything like that with Photoshop. Yeah. You know, maybe like I'll take like the brush tool and have it be black and like really soft brush and like add some shadows in Photoshop. That's like the big thing, or like add some white. But all like the color stuff and editing I do with Lightroom.
Okay, because I was the same way. Because like Lightroom does have a retouch thing. Like, from what Keem showed me, I hate it because like it takes so much CPU power to like. it takes so long when the clone stamp is instant. So I'm like, damn it. But I also hate the process of like doing the photo and then I have to import it into Lightroom or go into Lightroom, you know, edit in Photoshop and then I have to save the photo and it goes back to Lightroom. I'm like, damn, it's so much work. So I'm trash.
You know what's something I never thought about? You know, like photo releases for models?
Yeah.
Do you have people sign releases when you take their photo?
No, I never have.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I almost wonder because I heard this thing where like when you post to Instagram retains the rights to be able to use that photo in any way or fashion. Like they can actually use it as an ad if they wanted to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why it's free. That's why it's free. Because they can use all your stuff. I mean, the chances of them actually using it are slim to none. You know what I mean? Like, but
you know, like those commercials where you see like they have like never mind, I can't explain.
But I almost wonder, like the reason I bring it up is because I wonder, like even if you don't have people sign a release, let's say you do a photo shoot with a homie or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And then you post their photo to Instagram. The Instagram then retains all the rights to that photo, or like not the rights, but like the right to be able to use it.
Yeah.
So like if that photo ends up on an ad, they can't be mad at you because Instagram has the rights to that.
True.
You know what I mean? Like they can't do anything to you because Instagram is like your safeguard.
Is Instagram public use or some shit like that when you like put it on there? Like it can be used for public. It's
such a tricky road. We should get a lawyer on here and talk about
real talk. Because like there was that one guy, he was taking like Instagram posts and like he'd print them out in really big. Like he'd just print out random Instagram posts, change the comments around to say some stupid shit, and he like was selling them for like 115,000 because he was some big artist.
Banksy.
Nah, but I was like, I forgot if he got in trouble for it or if, like they were like the people were trying to get him, like trying to sue him. They were like, oh no, you can't. He has like
I'm not sure. I was like, damn, I never thought about that.
Yeah, we need a lawyer for sure on here. Help us all.
We have a financial planner that we're gonna bring on here, talk about
oh really?
Yeah, finances and stuff like that. That's gonna be cool.
It's just for Keem. No, but
it's just a selfish podcast. I just have some questions for him.
Nah.
Do you think editing is cheating?
No. That's a huge thing for me because I think editing is like an art in itself.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's not a painter painting on a paintbrush, Photoshop and like Lightroom and the colors and adding stuff and adding elements is an art, I think, because I think what matters is the final product. And if someone can look at a photo and the final product, even if you know it was put through Photoshop and you know it was edited, you can say, oh, that's so cool, and it makes you feel something. I think that's when it's a successful image.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of the same way with people who look at video and go like, oh, that's, that movie's not really a film because there's so many visual effects and this and that.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the art form, dude. Yeah. It's evolved.
Yeah.
And you're just mad because you can't keep up with it.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like it's part people's responsibility to keep up with technology to where it's like, you can use Photoshop as a tool and incorporate it into your art.
Exactly.
So now the skill set of being a photographer is a photographer, a retoucher, a color editor, and all the compositor. If that's what that's another.
And
thing.
that shit's amazing to me too. There's some composite like a Photoshop like people fucking killing it.
Like I get salty though. I get salty. I'm like, that's not photography.
Because I know Brandon Wolf got like a lot of shit because his stuff he would do like before and afters, and it would be a lot of it was done in Photoshop. But I just feel like Photoshop and adding elements, and it's like it's an art, I think. So that's you still have to have a creative mind. You still have to have like the vision, and you have to shoot it a certain way. You have to know what you're gonna do in Photoshop. So it all plays in.
We actually have a question from an Instagram user over here.
Okay.
At Apps and Filters wants to know what inspires your photography.
I think just how I feel, I think it's so sick when art can be used as self-expression. So a big thing that inspires my photography is if I have a vision or if I have an idea or going through like a phase of my life and I can use photography to express that and have it be a really personal photo. I think that's a big inspiration, and the audience can kind of feel if the photo is personal and like the concept behind it,
Yeah, that makes sense, man. I mean, hold on, I was gonna go on your Instagram page right now, actually, because I was looking at your Instagram bio, and you actually said you're a rep for Adolescent content.
I'm repped by them.
Oh, you're repped by them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, what that means is, well, when the project ID was published through Adolescent on their website, And then they later asked if I wanted to be represented by them. So what that means is, if a brand needs like a shoe ad or something like that, someone to shoot that, it goes through Adolescent, and then Adolescent finds a creator to make the ad.
Oh, so it's almost like an agency.
Yeah,
Basically.
Okay.
So
sorry, we're old, bro. We're talking about agencies.
Yeah, you're good. So yeah, so they have had like companies like Nike and stuff reach out and work with some of the people that work for Adolescent. So it's really cool. Yeah, they're a cool company.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna get a lot of opportunities.
I hope so. Yeah. And the big thing, it's called Adolescent because they hire youth, creators. So their motto is for youth by youth.
Damn it, we're out of luck.
Shit.
So if it's an ad and the target audience is teenagers and stuff, they'll have teenagers make the ad and the design, and so it's really personal.
I mean, it makes sense because teenagers know teenagers.
Yeah.
Every age group knows usually that age group.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, man.
That's why fuck age. But now
we're not that much older, bro.
Yeah,
I'm 27. He's 25.
Yeah, 25.
I forget.
Piece of shit.
Dang, man. That's a good little session there, man. I don't really. Do you have any more questions for him?
No.
As far as
I'm terrible at questions.
It's okay.
When we're flowing,
that's why I like to write down my questions beforehand, because like I always forget, bro. I always have questions and I forget them.
Yeah.
Like whenever, and especially like when I ask you a question, you answer it, but then it triggers another question.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then you start talking to him, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot what my question was.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything you want to say, like?
Yeah,
for anybody?
That's a good way to end it. Do you have any advice for people out there? Any last words?
I would just say, if you're just now starting photography, and it feels frustrating, that's normal. I have like a lot of people say like, oh, like it's so annoying because I don't know how to do this, or I'm not as good as this person, or stuff like that. Just focus on yourself and your own personal style. And if you're making something that you like and you're satisfied with, I feel like that's all that matters.
Yeah.
100%.
So yeah.
Damn, that's smart. That transpires to everything, man. Even like music. Like I always tell people who make music, even if I don't like your music, someone out there's gonna like it.
Exactly.
And next thing you know, you're winning Grammys, dude, because you're doing the mumble rap. You know what I mean? Like, can't hate on it, bro.
Low key little hate. He's like, you doing the mumble.
I can't hate on it, bro. You found your style.
You doing a little shit, little mumble rap. No, play.
Nah, I'm definitely old school, but yeah, it's nice seeing somebody that's a lot younger doing this, and you're being successful at it. That's tight to me, bro.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I wish you a lot of success in the future, man.
Yeah. You'll kill it, man. For sure.
Hopefully we can have you on here when you're our age too, and we can be like,
don't get too Hollywood, bro.
Yeah, bro.
We'll
don't get too Hollywood for sure. But yeah, man, I appreciate you being on the podcast.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
So
and for everybody who's listening out there, we'll pull all your information down in the description below for YouTube video, for the iTunes and Spotify, and yeah. Until next time, we'll catch you guys on the next morning dinner.
Later.
Bye.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, in the goddamn refrigerator.
I sure am hungry.